consciousazine.com Chronicles.
Okay, hello everyone. Today we're doing this video, Gang Stalker facials and Psychotronic pain numbing frequency. Pay attention to their faces. It's funny, they mimic you, remember, that's one of the main things of organic portal theory, how they mimic our energies. So if you're, showing a certain pain, your left or right shoulder, or I don't know, you've got the concretizing mucosa, concretizing one of your eyes a bit more than the other, or whatever it is, they'll mimic it, so that's how you know as well who is the hive mind, who is an organic portal. Psychotronics, remember, is essentially thought transmitted, or data transmitted through sound, and that's why I've called it frequency, because it's psychotronic pain frequencies. And they most definitely make you number, because when I go into nature and I ground, stand barefoot, sit on the ground, all this business, lie in the grass and listen to the birds, it comes off you and you become more sensitive. That's one of the main ways I know that it's numbing, and it takes you down to the second dimensional hard edge, and you become basically just hardened or turn to stone, as well as what these frequencies help to do. They help to block your higher mind and your higher light, seventh dimensional light coming through. So be assured this is happening to you because you pierce the fields of their frequency. It's probably a certain sort of frequency that's on the morphogenic field, or the morphogenic field's sort of frequency range itself. But either way, whatever it is there, I think it's similar to this thing I call the Huz of the Matrix hive mind, and we're piercing that. So be assured it's because of that, and that's why it's happening to you, the gang stalking, yeah? And that's why you're getting all this as well, because you're piercing through your own body's lower positron or positive charge atrophic states and all the pain body and so on. Like the Buddhists say, I agree that pain is energy leaving the body, and that's what they pick up and they'll mimic off you, your pains. That's why they're inherently psychopathic, because they mimic your pains. I mean, what a psycho. Why? Okay, you can notice it, but you don't have to mimic it. That's like mimicking a retard in a chair when, you make fun of a retard in a chair and put your hands a certain way and so on, and talk a certain way. It's like, we did that when we were kids, maybe some of us, like I remember doing that when I was younger once or twice, just out of some weird situation, and you see other people do that, but that was back in the 90s, and it was out of context itself anyway. But you know what I'm talking about, they're mimicking your pain energy body coming at you, and I was just relating that to like how sometimes people call people retarded and so on. We know that's not our best when we call people that. I mean, I'm guilty of it myself, but it's not my best. It's ambiguous wording when you can't be bothered with someone because you don't think they're even going to listen. Anyway, so you're piercing the frequency of their veil, basically, their frequency that they're psychotronically putting out, which is data transmitting through sound, and there's all these attacks, and it's just like a computer. Think of computer attacks, brute force attacks, like the coughs they insert, or a Trojan, a quiet, a pernicuous. I've forgotten how to pronounce this word. Pernicious, that's right. Frequency, and you feel it after the interaction. More of a sly insert, like a Trojan horse. or it can be dark force memory stealing, like juttering, and you feel really the huzz, and the huzz tries to pull your head back and open your crown for it to take the information, basically. I've done a video on that. It's just like a type of frequency you feel, and it's interesting. It seems to pull your essence back, like reversing your microcosmic orbit. Oh good, I have a note down here, it says that. So yeah, this memory stealing is where that sort of comes in. You have a microcosmic orbit where you pull up the governor channel of the back, your light, your spine, and then down the front. And the frontal functional channel starts at the top teeth, or the nose there. And, you know, when you have a good microcosmic orbit going, you feel really good. Look into it, just Google what's microcosmic orbit. I've actually got a video showing it as well in the consciousazine playlist. But yeah, the dark force way is to pull it back and reverse that, to pull the information out instead of in-formation. How you retrieve the information to make form, you know, in-form mission. So and they like to make you silly. There's another attack, I remember that one. So it's like nothing serious frequency. And yeah, it's interesting, that one. They try to make you not take yourself seriously as well. So you'll notice that is a type of attack that happens. These are energy attacks by organic portals, gang stalker facials, and psychotronic pain numb frequencies. Oh yeah, so like I've said here, this video is about organic portals, not robotic portals so much. They don't seem to insert as much frequencies, but if they do, it's a deep, sly one, and it's an attempt at a deeper level of your psychology to affect you, like if you're involved in their stupid thinking. And these are things I'm racking off the neck now. This is from the neck gamut. The back of the neck, when you heal yourself in Kundalini, is that you're not responsible. And so they try and make you responsible for things you're not. They try and make you involved in things you're not. They try and make you guilty, which is on the side, the nape of the neck, when you release this energy. They try to make you frustrated, which is the front of the neck. So you can feel this on each nerve, is my point. You can feel their frequencies on each nerve, and what they do is they attack your weakest ones. And for me, it's been the left side frustration on the front of my neck a lot, and the around that side, just because I've had bacterial infection from a tooth there. So they attack your weakest spots, and so that's just my anecdotal evidence how I feel it. So you'll feel it from whatever lowest parts of your body are, lowest frequency parts. If you have pain in your knee or something, you might even feel it there first. Then they might mimic your knee and how you walk. Okay, so this is how psychopathic they are. And this is the Matrix gang stalking you. We're not talking about like just how you might see police or private eyes or something. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about normal people, organic portals. And they are part of the gang stalking as well, whether they know it or not, because they're demonically guided to do this. It's not angel guided, that's for sure. Okay, and I said, yeah, not robotic portals so much, because they seem to be more sly and trying to watch you and learn to make their synthetic light, rather than directly attack you, more like an activated Matrix agent organic portal does when you activate them, just like movie The Matrix. So yeah, I'm talking about normal people here, not so much the lower Matrix agents like I mentioned, like a private eye or a police officer or something. I'm talking about just the normal organic portal people. Obviously they'll be involved too, but I was just trying to separate it so you could realize what I'm saying, that this is coming. These hive mind attacks are like from the hive mind. It can be anyone. You've just got to learn to realize who it is and who it is not. If in shock, hive mind is in shock. So they're facials I was talking about here. So you see sometimes, like, I saw a motorbike person go past and they shouldn't have had the facial they had on. It was like a weird shock facial, and it just wasn't right, you know what I mean? It wasn't right with the energy of the situation of how they saw me or anything. So that shock was like an artificial one. I deemed it to be, and that's how you can tell the difference between real life and this synthetic Arconian matrix reality they're trying to make. It's not that we are just in an Arconian world, it's they are overlaid over the natural organic light and organic consciousness. They are overlaid, not the organic consciousness itself is the surface virus. It's overlaid, in my opinion, at the fifth dimensional edge. It's currently trying to find its way into the upper dimensions, or calculate its way there, so it can ensoul the robots and inspirit the robots, the physical metal robots. This is all connected. See all of my other videos. Okay, so they are one mind. Right, they're all connected. That's how they know. That's how they always know everything. And it's like you sense the telepathy and you haven't even said anything. And they're always watching if you're sold, because your frequency's piercing. That's what they're looking out for. You're piercing the field's frequency, and so you're always watched. That's when, as soon as you're frequency piercing, you're seen. Like they suddenly you get seen. You understand? They might not be watching you before that, but in those moments they are. Yeah. Someone could be looking at you shocked at the shop was another example, just anecdotal. And yeah, same thing. It's like, why are you so shocked? You've got to learn to discern this. These are not like real emotions, so to speak, of souled humans. It's like this weird, disjointed mimicry and weird behavioral patterns that you'll get from these people, and that's why they're so robotic and, soulless and stuff behavior. And that's why we talk about it like that. Yeah, coughs when you're off the pain grid. This is what I noticed the other morning. Well, the lady here does it all the time, and in my past that's happened the whole time from 2010, so 8 years ago, when I was noticing this organic portal stuff at university. I remember the cough, and it's when you relax off the pain grid, and so you start exuding the pain, and I think basically those frequencies hit them, because remember they mimic you, and then so that sets off their, literally their throat expanding. Your frequencies are higher, and when you move into higher frequencies, you'll notice it's expansive, not contractive on your body. So for instance, on your throat, because we're talking about cough, the cough mimic, they might do other mimics or street theatres where they rub their eye or rub their nose or something or whatever, but it's mimicking your energy, remember? So stop it by mimicking the mimic. Yeah, that's what I learned many years ago, like 5 years ago. I realized when I forcibly mimic them back, it gives them a type of awareness, not the demonic entity coming through them, but the person in front of you, wherein they sort of switch back into their sort of at least body's consciousness. So it's a way to unactivate an organic portal, basically mimic them back to show them they're mimicking you, and they don't know how to handle that exception. It's like an exception clause in the code or something. So that's a good way to mess with them back. Oh yeah, how to tell if they are paying attention to specifically you? Yeah, well that's when they're mimicking. You're ejecting energy, already covered that. Yeah, look, and you'll get these weaker OPs in training, often under Archon energy, organic portals, or other powerful demonic energy, organic portals, or server people of the Matrix have people in training. And while they're in training, these people who are getting trained, the OPs or the inured souled humans becoming OPs, whatever, but remember, organic portals are like the atrophy of the entropic field. Souled humans are like the vectors if they're a positive souled human. They're like a positive vector of the universe, basically. The universe is coming through them to push forward, like me. And so the weaker OPs in training appear to be getting attacked while they're in their training, so their minds are being attacked while they're being fed the information. Makes sense, by things like reptilians. This is what I've noticed, and that will help to weaken their mind to any souled human trying to help them around them. And yeah, the RP, the robotic portal, they just observe a lot more. So just notice that they'll observe a lot more than the organic portal. It's either not interested or interested and activated in you. So I'm not talking about the robotoids of old which are breaking down. I'm talking about the android, updatable, robotic portal people who come really close to you, like secret agent energy. Like the energy of a secret agent rather than just like a normal sort of out and about cop or something, you know. So there's a differentiation I wanted to